Hey guys, it's Jordan. If someone told you that you could change the way you respond to triggering situations, work on being present in the moment, and learn to give yourself grace, you'd want to learn more, right? I sure did. At first, I wasn't too sure about practicing mindfulness and meditation, but I'm so glad that I gave it a chance. I had been wanting to make a change in my parenting and in life in general, but didn't know where to begin. I had habits I didn't even recognize as habits that I was stuck in. I didn't recognize some of my behaviors that were like a brick wall preventing me from growing. Identifying these habits was an eye-opener. The habit I've made the biggest effort in changing was being in a state of survival mode that limited my ability to be present and my ability to respond with compassion to things that triggered me. I was feeling very disappointed in myself for not always being present. The least desirable part of the continuum of my habit is when I can't recall the small details about watching my daughters growing that are extremely important to me. The most desirable part of the continuum is when I am able to notice my shifting attention and actively refocusing on being present to avoid missing out. The way I've incorporated the practice of being present is by starting my day with the mantra, being present is a present, to keep my mind on it. I've noticed that if I don't have it on my mind from the moment I wake up, it tends to fall by the wayside. Before this course, I didn't know if I could work on changing these parts of me and didn't have the right tools to help me change them. I really wanted to be present and didn't understand why I wasn't. Since noticing my habit, I have made my best effort to practice being present, but every day is not perfect, and there are times that I've slipped back into my old habit. For example, there have been times that my daughter Haven has said my name multiple times trying to get my attention, and I didn't notice until she grabs my arm and shakes it or takes my face in her hands to try to get me to look at her. After a moment like that, it would be easy to beat myself up about it, but knowing the amount of work I'm putting into breaking this habit helps me let go of negative feelings that come up as a result. Something I've been doing when something like this happens is to turn my attention to her as soon as I hear her voice and tell her that I hear her. That way, she knows she has my attention and that I've acknowledged she's speaking to me. Then, I will respond to whatever it is she needs. The positive feeling I get from this interaction allows me to let go of any negative feeling that comes up. Looking back through my journal entries, I found one that explains an interaction I had with her. That's a clear result of me working on my habit. It said, I decided to observe an interaction between myself and Haven. She has been constantly pushing boundaries and trying to see what she can get away with. I've noticed before that I've been trying to take a moment and think about my response to her. In this particular situation, I knew it would be a good opportunity to see if she had been paying attention to me trying to take a moment and collect my thoughts before having a reaction. She was playing with her dolls and asked me if I could join her. I said of course and went and started playing with her. I wasn't playing the way that she wanted me to and started to get upset with me. Then I heard her take some breaths, which we call belly breaths, to calm her body like we had been practicing. Instead of being angry with me or taking the toy away from me, she said, Mommy, I no like you playing like that, in a calm voice. In other instances similar to this one, she has not been cool, calm, and collected. Kids are like sponges, and seeing her mirror my behavior is an indication that my hard work is paying off. I've noticed I'm doing a much better job of not allowing the old habit to take over. If it does, I don't let the feeling of failing to break the habit ruin my progress. The emotional intelligence to-dos created by Roger Pearman that are tying into my progress are continuing to focus on others, show respect and persistence, be adaptable, be supportive and encouraging to others, and be conscientious. From the same to-dos list, I have started to listen empathetically and show interest, demonstrate interest in the present moment, share reasons for decisions, show more empathy, and focus on the long-term outcomes. I have also stopped reacting without thinking through the implications. I have chosen to create healthier habits that benefit me rather than hinder me. I keep my new habits that have come along with practicing being present and not passing judgment when I'm not up to par with how I'd like to be on the top of my mind to the best of my growing ability day in and day out. I shift my thinking from disappointment in myself to I will try harder from this moment on. My edge has shifted because there is a notable difference from the beginning of my journey and now. I am setting intentions instead of setting goals, which makes it easier to give myself compassion. Being the mom I want to be will always be my number one intention. It feels so fulfilling to put this much work into being that mom. In the long run, I know my girls will look back and see that I put a lot of effort into showing up for them every day. In conclusion, the tools I've been learning and practicing have helped me be more forgiving and compassionate to myself and others. I'm able to respond to my daughter's tantrums in a compassionate way rather than letting it overwhelm me and respond based on my discomfort and anger. I've learned that nothing good comes from negative self-talk. It's like a ball and chain holding me back. The work I've done to be a more present and compassionate parent thus far is apparent, and I've set an intention to continue my practice of mindfulness and be the parent I want to be. Thank you.